Joel Miller tells his brother Tommy in the year 2034 about the extraordinary measures he took to protect Ellie, his surrogate daughter, from the Fireflies, a group whose goal it is to use her life to develop a vaccine against the deadly cordyceps infection. Tommy is shocked by Joel's admission, but he pardons him because he recognizes the connection between Joel and Ellie. Then, as a sign of their relationship and a wish for a fresh start, Joel gives Ellie a guitar. Fast forward to 2038. Joel and Ellie lead a calm life in the Jackson community, although their relationship has been strained due to Ellie unearthing the grim reality about Joel's deeds at St. Mary's Hospital. When Joel and Tommy save Abby Anderson from an infected attack, they unwittingly usher in death, which changes the course of their lives. In a horrifying revelation, Abby and her group assault Joel and Tommy, with Abby specifically targeting Joel for vengeance. Meanwhile, Ellie, Dina, and Jesse venture out in search of the brothers. Ellie arrives just in time to witness Abby's revenge on Joel. Enraged and helpless, Ellie vows vengeance before being knocked unconscious. Joel's demise marks the beginning of a new, turbulent chapter in their lives. Abby, the daughter of the doctor Joel killed, is a member of a rebel group fighting a war in Seattle, the Washington Liberation Front, consisting of former Fireflies. The following day, Ellie leaves for Seattle with the goal of finding Abby, driven by her desire for vengeance. Dina joins Ellie on the perilous journey because she is determined to stop her from traveling alone. After overcoming numerous challenges and battling their way through the WLF, they reach the city in April. Tragically, while looking for Tommy, Ellie ends up killing Jordan, one of Abby's friends. Additionally, they learn that Tommy had already murdered Nick after torturing him. Ellie and Dina follow Tommy's trail in a desperate attempt to locate Abby and come across Lee's recently killed by the Seraphite's dead body. They decide to look through her corpse for any clues that could point them in the direction of Abby and her surviving friends. But as they face an overwhelming horde of infected, their pursuit is cut short when they are forced to make a life or death decision. Ellie's mask cracks in the commotion, leaving her exposed to the dangerous spores. Dina is shocked to learn that Ellie is immune to the cordyceps brain infection as they seek refuge in the abandoned Pinnacle Theater. A short while later, Dina makes another revelation, that she is pregnant, as the pair looks for a place to stay and rest for the evening. Tensions are high. Ellie, who is thinking back on her past, recalls her 15th birthday with Joel while playing an eerie melody on her guitar. The following day, Dina tracks reports of a trespasser in Hillcrest using an old FEDRA radio, thinking it's Tommy. In her haste to assist him, Ellie arrives at Hillcrest and discovers Jesse. As they struggle their way back to the theater, Ellie orders Jesse to guard Dina, who is more vulnerable because of her pregnancy. Ellie sets out on her own to look into Nora's alleged presence at the Lake Hill Seattle Hospital because she is desperate to learn the truth. She navigates through an apartment complex overrun with stalkers and comes across the perilous Seraphites along the way. After some time, Ellie confronts Nora in the hospital's basement and uses torture to get information from her about where Abby is. Ellie's actions quickly cause her to feel regret as the trauma and guilt of them weigh heavily on her. She nonetheless finds out that Abby is hiding at the aquarium. The following morning, Jesse persuades Ellie to put their safety first and leave Seattle behind, especially now that Dina's condition has gotten worse. Ellie reluctantly agrees to help Jesse in his search for Tommy, but in the end she decides to keep after Abby. Ellie runs into two more of Abby's friends, Owen and Mel, at the aquarium and makes an effort to question them, but things quickly turn violent, and Ellie ends up killing them in the ensuing brawl. Ellie collapses from extreme stress and emotional turmoil as a result of the repercussions of her actions. Tommy and Jesse arrive at a crucial time, imploring Ellie to leave with them. They succeed in getting away, but unintentionally leave Ellie's map behind. Their reprieve is brief, however, as Abby finds them and attacks the theater that night. Tragically, Abby kidnaps Tommy while Jesse is killed. Ellie asks Abby for her life in exchange for Tommy's life. Abby points her gun at Ellie, her fate uncertain as she is overcome with rage and grief over the loss of her friends. Players can experience the past 3 days from Abby's perspective in the game thanks to a perspective change. The first day, Abby fights on the front lines alongside Manny Alvarez and Mel, but she can't shake the guilt she feels over what happened in Jackson. Later, she goes to see Isaac Dixon, the WLF's leader, who asks her and Manny to take the lead in an assault on the island of the Seraphites. When Abby learns that Owen has been expelled from the WLF for saving an elderly Seraphite's life, she declines. Angered, she makes the decision to search for Owen on her own. Abby is ambushed and taken prisoner by a Seraphite patrol while on the hunt. She is able to flee with the aid of Lev and Yara, two apostate Seraphite priests, despite Yara breaking her arm in the process. In her hiding place at the aquarium, Abby discovers Owen intoxicated and chatting about a Firefly encampment in Santa Barbara after leaving them in an abandoned trailer. Their tension causes a sexual encounter despite their argument. Abby returns to the trailer while having nightmares in order to protect Lev and Yara from pursuing Seraphites. As Mel and Alice arrive at the aquarium to look for Owen, she returns them there. Abby has Mel look at Yara's arm and decides that it needs to be amputated. When she goes to the Lake Hill Seattle hospital to get supplies, she brings Lev along. When Abby and Lev arrive at the hospital after fighting through infected in a hotel, an order to arrest Abby is issued. She defeats the Rat King, a powerful infected, with Nora's assistance and makes her way out of the building while retrieving the necessary medical supplies from the basement. Mel succeeds in amputating Yara when Abby and Lev get back to the aquarium. Lev departs the aquarium the following morning in order to visit his mother on the Seraphite Island. Lev would be put to death for defying Seraphite customs, so Yara persuades Abby to go with her to save him. Abby runs into Manny at the marina on the way and helps him take on the sniper who killed his team. Tommy attacks them while posing as the sniper during a fight at a diner. Tommy kills Manny and almost kills Abby before Yara steps in. Abby and Yara travel to the island under the impression that Tommy drowned. Lev, who had killed their own mother in self-defense, was at their siblings' home when Abby and Yara, who arrived just before the WLF's invasion, battled their way through the Seraphites. They encounter Isaac and his WLF team as they make their way back through the island. To ensure Abby and Lev's freedom, Yara kills Isaac while putting her own life in danger. They rob a horse, ride through the mayhem of the WLF and Seraphite battle at Haven, and flee on a boat, leaving the factions to battle it out. When Abby and Lev get back to the aquarium, they find that Alice, Mel, and Owen have all passed away. They discover a map that pinpoints the killer's location. They follow the map to the Pinnacle Theater, where Abby confronts Tommy in the lobby. The flashback aligns with Ellie's narrative as she overcomes and hurts him. But before she can land the killing blow, it ends. Tommy tries to stop Abby from shooting Ellie, but Abby and Lev overpower and hurt him as a result. With Abby hot on her heels, Ellie flees backstage. They fight viciously, and Abby ultimately prevails over Ellie and Dina. Lev dissuades Abby from killing Dina as she gets ready to do so. Ellie receives a life-saving warning from her, telling her never to run into her again. Dina and Jesse's son, JJ, is being raised by Ellie and Dina on a farm in Jackson 1 year later. Ellie, however, is still dealing with the effects of the events in Seattle and Joel's death. Tommy tells Ellie that Abby and Lev have been seen in Santa Barbara, rekindling her desire for vengeance. Ellie leaves Dina and JJ despite her life with them in order to go after Abby once more. Abby and Lev are in Santa Barbara in search of the Fireflies. They set out to Catalina Island after learning that the group has relocated there. The Rattlers, a group that enslaves people and tortures them, capture them though. When Ellie gets to Santa Barbara, she breaks into the Rattlers' base. She releases the prisoners and learns from their leader that Lev and Abby were abandoned on the beach to perish. Ellie finds them and frees them from their shackles because she is determined to save them. Ellie makes Abby fight against her by endangering Lev's life despite their precarious situation. Abby bites off Ellie's fingers as a result of their vicious underwater altercation. But Ellie suddenly understands that murdering Abby won't bring Joel back. She allows Abby and Lev to flee on a boat to Catalina Island while sparing Abby's life. Ellie returns and finds Dina and JJ gone from the farm. Despite finding her guitar, she is unable to fully play it because she is missing fingers. She thinks back on her relationship with Joel and recalls their conversation on his porch the day before he passed away, during which they made the decision to try to mend their strained ties. Ellie leaves the farm in the present, not knowing what will happen next, and puts the guitar aside. Thank you for tuning into Game Flash. If you enjoyed our content, hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all our latest releases. Don't hesitate to drop a comment with your thoughts and share the video with your friends. See you next time on Game Flash.